Green light. Go, go, go.
We're live. Hello. Wait, my mic's working now.
Love that.
Right after all of that practice, now you can probably hear me double, so let me remove one of these. Hang on. Alright. Anyways, welcome to the Noobs RS SRO Esports Qualifier Finale. I am the host, the caster, Jeremy Cubbage, with my co-host, Andrew Casey.
Hello, everybody. How we doing?
So as you guys can see, we only have 9 drivers today. So we reduced from a 120-minute race to a 60-minute race so that the drivers aren't driving alone for too long. It's quite a lot of people that decided, I'm not going to win, so I'm not going to race kind of situation, which is unfortunate. I'm sorry that they feel that way. But we're going to take a look at these drivers. It looks like first person to be out on track. Well, we're getting some glitchiness. Are you getting anything, or is it just me? It looks like the internet's dying. Can you hear me now?
I got you.
Okay. I'm having issues, so I will be right back. Give me just a second.
We have Aston Martins flying through the air, folks. Whatever it was, it seems fine now. The audio's glitchy or the video's glitchy? Robot man.
All right, I think we're okay now. We were having some issues with the internet. Unfortunately, I'm stuck on Wi-Fi, which is not good. How do I sound now? Are we okay? Are we sounding okay? Andrew's disappeared.
I hear you just fine.
Oh, Andrew's not disappeared. Okay.
I'm not disappeared. What?
All right, anyways, we've got Seiko out on track. He's on a valid hot lap currently. Right behind him, I would say right behind, good space behind him is Romagnoli. And behind them is Morant. These are our first 3 drivers that are on valid laps right now. We see some people in the pits. They are setting up their cars for the rain. Once again, I'm sorry if the internet cuts out, you guys. We're having some major internet issues. We had storms and stuff a couple weeks ago, and it screwed up all of our internet, so it's unfortunate. I'm sorry.
David, no one's lying here but you.
David needs to just continue to watch the race and make sure people don't hit each other on qualifying, like these 2 drivers that are right next to each other. I'm just kidding. Slight lag here and there. Okay, well, hopefully it doesn't get too egregious. If it does, I can make a change to the settings, and we'd end up just restarting the stream. But let's see how we're doing. We got car number 70 getting ready to cross our line. So he's going to put down a valid lap. This is Seiko, and he is in 2nd place in standings overall, so we're going to watch him carefully today. Looks like he did an invalid lap, which is unfortunate. It was a 226.355 invalid. It is wet, so expect some slower times during this. Romagnoli crossing the line. I don't think he was on a valid lap to begin with. Unless I'm behind here. Let's see. Car 137, Morant. Yeah, all of these drivers seem to be fairly invalid right now. And car number 38 is coming up. Also invalid. Then again, the game could be messing with us. 238.060. Chadshnev. Coming down the back straight. Sorry for the lack of chatting right now, guys. I apologize. Trying to get the track map open so I can call out track names properly here. All right. Let's see here. So Shachinov came across the line. No time down for him. Car number 7 just passed the line. No time for them either. It looks like some of the drivers that have already passed the line and are on their next lap are invalid again. So right now we got Massini who just crossed. He's valid. JJ Burr just crossed a little bit ago as well, and he's valid. So. While these guys are qualifying, let's take a quick look at some of the liveries that these guys have done. I want you guys, if you guys haven't already voted, to go vote for... let me get this up. I think my Streamlabs is dying, you guys. It is kind of dying. So give me just a second. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay.
So while Jeremy is figuring out Streamlabs, suck less. What are we thinking? Are we gonna have a clean race, guys? Do we think anybody's gonna slip out? You know, Spa's already a difficult track when it's dry, let alone when it's wet. We did pose a challenge to these drivers because we do not have consistent weather. Really trying to, again, we don't know what the actual community SRO event is going to be like, so we're trying to push these drivers as best we can to prepare them. You're absolutely right, it is a greasy mess. One thing I know that's a little bit odd and different between iRacing and ACC is how the water reacts to racing lines. Do we think that it's going to, looks like in 10 minutes or so, and I mean, of course, this is just for qualifying, but you can see at the 10-minute mark we have less rain, and at the 30-minute mark we have rain actually increasing again. Very difficult for a driver to kind of traverse all that stuff. I don't think the rain is going to stop entirely, but, who knows? Maybe it'll stop enough to get those track lines where the car behaves quite differently, whether or not you're on the racing line or not.
All right, I think we're okay. We're back here for a moment, so we're going to take a quick look at some of these liveries. There is a livery competition going on through the Discord. All of these screenshots are in the Discord, so go vote on the ones you like the most, and we'll take a quick look. This is David Collins' car. He's not even racing for some reason. At least he wasn't. I wonder if he overslept or something. But this is his... GT Racing Academy livery. I think it's really pretty. And we have Eugene, this Seiko's. This is his car. We'll take a closer look at his in-game. But he's only got the one livery, unfortunately. This was, I believe, one of the first races at Brands. It's a really nice screenshot. This is Marcos Henrique's car. The Midnight Motorsports car. I really like this one, too. I think it looks awesome. This is Colin's old livery. We're not going based off the blue one no more. This is also an old livery there too, so we'll skip through that one. The Loud Alliance car, this is Domingo's car. I think this one looks pretty cool too. And then we got the, I don't know, Marantz. I don't know what this, Tokoda Esports. I like this livery a lot too, so. And then we have Quantum. racing. Just fairly easy livery, it looks like. It's got the nice Italian logos on it. But anyways, that's all the liveries here. If you'd like to vote on those, please feel free to go vote on those in the Discord. There's better pictures in there, easier for you guys to see. But
What livery are you fond of, Jeremy?
me, I've already put my vote down illegally, probably, but I voted for. Let me go to look at it. It was the Dakota Esports one. I like that one a lot.
It is nice. It is a nice livery.
Quickly run
As someone
through.
who has no idea how liveries work, it's always really cool to see the creativity come out when people make these things, especially with our very own NRU liveries, which I still think are the best around.
I think JJ Burr's driving the NRU livery. He is, so we can take a quick look-see at our pretty livery here. This is an easy livery to make. Anybody can make this livery.
Why don't you shut up, man? I can't even make an all black livery because I don't even know how to open the app to make it work.
It's easy peasy, bro. You got it.
Yeah, I got it. Right. Oh, look at those colors.
Tony Danzig in chat, not racing because he's afraid he's gonna lose.
Yoni
Look at all the look. You only have 10 drivers. You could have at least raced, man. So, anyways, quickly looking at times here, I'll put it up on screen so you can see what I see here. Morant in first with a 2:22. It looks like it's moved from wet to greasy, so the track times are going to start changing a little bit for the last 8 minutes of qualifying. 2:22 for Morant, JJ Burr in second, 2:24. There's going to be a race between second and third with Massini, 2:24.9. So it's a second off, but he's within that range. Chadchnev in fourth, 2:25.4. So closer to Massini than Massini is to Burr. Seiko, 2:26.2. And then we've got a fairly big gap after that. Romagnoli in sixth, 2:30. And Vittorio, 2:36. And Alatar, 2:40. The other two drivers have not done valid times yet, so. Race.
Yeah, rather race instead of making liveries.
Haven't thought about making your own livery? You should. It's fun. I understand I have auto-tune. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm having internet issues, computer issues, all sorts of crap today, so I'm sorry. But
listen, we're just bringing back 2013, man. Auto-tune was big then. We're bringing it back.
Let me open up Task Manager and see if anything else is screwing with the network. Nope, there's nothing. Anything screwing with memory. Yeah, the game and Streamlabs. Chrome is kind of too. But I have Chrome open all the time, so I don't know what's going on with that. Yep, I don't know. Nothing's really screwing with it. There should be an issue with it. You would think. It's coming from my computer, though. All right, taking a quick look-see. We got car number 38. Vittorio about to cross the line. Is he going to make an improvement? Probably not. I think he's on an invalid time. Let me see here. I don't want to see relative. I want to see time up, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I will say it's only a little bit frustrating that our current pole position is racing faster in the wet than I do in the dry. I don't want to talk about it, but you know, it's not great. It's not great.
there you go. Here's the livery I'm going for. Look at Thomas Morant's car, the Dakota Esports. I think this is a beautiful car. I'll run into this. I think that is an amazing, amazing livery. I think it looks wonderful.
The blue does look very nice,
Doesn't it? I like the blue and gold. That like just stripe of gold on there makes it nice.
really. Yeah, just it's the minimal flare and then the wheel colors.
Yep, absolutely. Go Gomez Racing. Gomez has not put down a valid lap time yet. I think he's got an awesome livery too. I'm surprised he didn't enter the competition. You look wonderful. Thank you, Tony.
You look wonderful, Tony.
Speaking of blue and gold, I'm thinking we do a livery in blue and gold. I think that would be nice.
Like
I don't.
swap, like get away from the
I'm.
colors,
I don't
or
know
just
if
do like a
we're.
special.
I think maybe we could do a blue and gold livery, something a little bit more relaxed for the GT2s because nobody's driving them anyways. So, but I think
Yeah.
that'd be pretty cool.
If we ever do a P Cup, that'd be nice.
All right, JJ Burr about to cross the finish line here. He's done a 2:24.0, so let's see if he improves. Does not. Car number 7, Massini, about to cross the line as well, 2:24.9. He improves massively, and he did a 2:21.1, putting him in first place overall, beating Morant by 0.3 seconds. Morant's still out on track, and looks like he's going down the back or the front straight. Kemmel, what this curve is called, I guess, and into Les Combs. Looks like
Well
we
done,
have
Massini.
Chachnev just crossed the line a bit ago. He's in fourth, 2:22.385. That is his best time too, so he's in fourth for that. About to cross the line now is Devin Anthony with currently 2:26. Looks like he's invalid on an outlap, which is unfortunate. But and then car number 60, also on an outlap. This is Gomez. We were just talking about. Gomez has been a trooper. He's been staying with us for every single race, and we're happy to have him here. But I wish he had entered that car in the livery competition because it's a beautiful car. You were gone for
Tony,
Wiggins
to
5
answer
Series.
your. Oh, yeah. We have quite a few. But Tony, the Open Series it's just that. It's an Open Series GT3 only. We're switching up the tracks. It's not a rookie series. We're opening up to everybody. It's
All
catering
a single
more
split.
to any driver. Yeah, no splits. You show up and you drive.
It's going to be more like the SRO series this time around, where you see how the weather at the top of the screen says there's light rain. In 10 minutes, it's going to be just cloudy, and then 30 minutes, it's going to be raining. You're going to see that kind of thing. So we're going to have different weather conditions. We're going to have night and day races. We're going to have sunset races, that kind of thing. So we're just trying to make it a little bit more randomized rather than for the rookies where we cater to them and stick with one type of weather and one time of day. We are going to change up the rookie series a little bit where the time of day is going to change, but the track conditions are going to stay fairly the same. Bathurst is in the Open Series, yes. So expect to see Bathurst in there. The finale is the 24-hour Nürburgring. It's going to be a 2-hour race on Nürburgring, so that's pretty cool. While we're talking, Massini still where he was. I thought for some reason he went up, but Morant just put down a massive time, 2:20.3. So still another 2 minutes of qualifying. Track is improving a little bit, so you might see some faster times, but 2:20.3 on a greasy track is rapid. I can barely do that on an optimum track. So.
I can't even do that on a normal track.
A little too pro for David, he says. I think David
No,
should
you
partake
got this,
in it anyways.
David. You got this.
It's
David.
an Open Series, man.
I believe in
Go
you.
partake. We want everybody to be in there. So.
Yeah. So you and Tony can swap between who takes out the whole grid.
Oh, see, Altar going off track there. Either we're seeing him or I'm glitching. I don't know what's going around or what's going on. Probably me glitching because that's just how things work. Chashinov going up Eau Rouge. Radeon and Kemmel. The only Porsche that we've had this entire season. Oh, I'm sorry for the
Love
glitching,
me a
everybody.
good Porca.
Hopefully we don't see this too much. But it's starting to frustrate me at this point too. Let me see what's going on with my internet.
If you want, I can turn on my mobile hotspot for you.
Okay, yeah, do that from wherever you're at again. JJ Burr still in fifth, doing a 2:21.7. So he's still within a second of second place. I mean, P2, 3, 4, and 5 are all within a second of each other, and they're just extremely rapid drivers. So all 4 of these drivers fighting for second place, second and third, which is amazing to see. Devin Anthony, another one of the Noobs Rush drivers, driving his own little black and purple and green livery. 223.0, which is really good too. So once again, I don't think I would even be that fast. We're going to see JJ Burr come across the line for the final time. Moves up in a second with a 221.1. Amazing. Shachnev in third now. Looks like we've got Massini out on track on an invalid lap, but he's going to finish out his lap anyways. Shachnev is on a valid lap as well. Let's see what Massini comes across the line with. 4 minutes and something. Oh, he was on a valid lap. I apologize. 220.1. So Morant came across. I'm going to pull up times for you guys to see this. Morant in first. 219.8 on a greasy track. It's moved to green now. Massini, second place. 220.1. Chadshnev just moved up again. 220.6. JJ Burr, 221.1. Seiko, 221.7. Devin Anthony, 223.0. Romagnoli still out on track, but it looks like he's pulling off 223.8. Then we have the large gap. Vittorio, 239. No, 231. Alatar, 240. So we're about to move over into the race session now. Expect that in just a moment. There we go. Moved over. For some reason, I'm not allowed to hit drive, so I'm going to quit and rejoin. So that I can drive down the track.
Oh, we're good. I figured it out.
Good. All right, David. Good luck stewarding. You shouldn't see a whole lot of box because there's not a whole lot of cars. But reconnect my race control, and I will hit drive. Just that, and I will run down the cars if you'd like to read out the names, Andrew.
Alrighty. Let me know when you're starting.
I'm starting. Whenever you're ready, you go. I'll move the camera.
Alrighty. In P1, we have Mr. Morant. He's in the 137 McLaren, putting down an absolutely rapid time. In P2, Massini in the number 7 McLaren with the beautiful sky livery, pulling in a great time for P2. Mr. Shadchanev, P3, 23 car Porsche. Love that Porsche. Glad to see one on the track. Followed closely by Mr. Burr in the 711 BMW. Again, everybody putting down real quick times of the top 5 here. Number 5, currently standing P2 overall, but P5 in this race. Number 70 in the Aston Martin, Mr. Seiko. Devin Anthony coming in close behind in the 664 BMW. Romagnoli in the 696 McLaren, that lovely green color we got there. Mr. Gomez, glad he's again stuck with us this whole time in the number 60 McLaren. Afterwards, we've got Vittorio in the number 38 McLaren. And last but most certainly not least, number 13, Alatar in the BMW with that very, very pretty orange and white livery. Looking forward to seeing everybody race today. And quite a lineup we've got going here. Looking at overall standings, Morant in first place, Seiko in second place, and unfortunately third place is not with us today. Is Sean Domingo. Wasn't able to make it, so that puts Matteo Massini in the running for P3.
I'll open up the standings so you guys can see what we're seeing here. Hopefully, maybe, if this thing lets me do it. Standings. Oh, I see what I did. I made a mess up. Let's stop messing up and we won't make mess ups, right?
Exactly.
All right. So here's what we're looking at here. Once again, Thomas Morant. He's in first overall with a 163. This is a double points race, if I remember right. I can't quite remember. But Morant 163, and he's coming first in every race except for the first one. Seiko in second place 153, and Domingo 152. Domingo's not going to race with us today, but Massini has a chance to get up into third or even second. Humphreys in fifth overall, and he missed the first race. It looks like he's missing this race as well. Chadshnev is racing today in sixth. What's going on?
Not sure what happened, but Morant is in the pits.
Must have forgot to hit drive.
I do hope not.
He might also be
Unfortunate for Morant.
He could have accidentally set up
Though
his
it could
car
be a
incorrectly.
strategy.
I doubt it's strategy. I think he may have screwed up his setup and accidentally hit drive. What is up with the camera? There we go. So Massini will be leading this race, and Morant's gonna have to start from the pits, which is unfortunate. I wonder if he, like I said, I wonder if he hit drive with his with the wrong setup.
Incorrect setup.
Yeah, the qualifying setup or something. So Massini's gonna
Especially
start.
since at least
Shachnev will
we
be
got
in
a green
second.
track right now.
Yeah. So expect to see some track differences. It's currently dry but green. It is Sunday, so it's still supposed to have some sort of rubber on the road, but the rain's gonna screw with things for this race.
Yeah, looks like next 10 minutes, very little rain, but half an hour, halfway through this race, it looks like the rain's gonna be picking back up again. So we'll see how the drivers choose to handle that.
Absolutely. This is going to be a dangerous part of the track here coming up into the double gooch is what I like to call it. Because you're going to see people going wide in turn 10 and trying to rejoin in turn 11. So on this first lap or so, you may see some people getting into bonks up here. David in chat is hoping not to see that, but we may see it anyways. I remember with the GT3 and GT4, we saw some major bonks in that during our finale. So hopefully we don't see a lot. These guys are supposed to be professional drivers, am I
right? Yep.
Supposed to be. I don't know. I'm not. I'm not one of them. The reason why I'm not driving is I'm not. So.
Yeah. I mean, we're not paying them, so.
Yeah. Not yet, at least.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not until next time.
Not until the next time.
So how do you say this section of the track? Les Fagnes? We'll call it Fangs.
Buddy,
to be crazy.
I'm not even gonna try on this track. It's just not worth. It's just not worth my humiliation trying to say German things.
There's nothing German about it, okay?
It doesn't matter. That's the point. It could be German. It could be French. I can't say it.
See,
that's the thing.
This corner they're coming around is basically French. It's Paul Ferrer. See?
Yeah, I can't say it.
Yep. We all know. There's one coming up that we could probably say. It's called Chicane, and I think we all know that one.
Chicane, yep.
And La Source, and then Eau Rouge.
Down.
Eau Rouge, Eau Rouge, Eau
Eau Rouge?
Eau Rouge?
Eau Rouge. There we go. Yep.
I wonder if Morant's trying to give himself a challenge, and maybe that's why he's sitting in the pit here.
You know,
he is in first.
I hope not.
In standings, so with a 10-point lead over Seiko. So there's a chance.
Yeah.
That he's doing this for the fun. You can't even imagine how it's spelled with how we're saying it. That's okay. We don't know how it's spelled either, even though it's said the way it is.
I'm looking at how it's spelled, and it doesn't make any sense.
All right, you're going to see these drivers side by side as they're going through the chicane here, and they're going to line up and should be proper. I think there's going to be a space given on the inside.
Yeah, we'll see.
So everybody's going to be side by side except for Massini. Keep in mind, the starting line is not here. That is the finish line up there. The starting line is around the corner. This is turn 1 up here. They're going to start before the entry to Eau Rouge. We'll keep it in helicam for the first lap, see if we can't see some bonks going on.
Thanks for voting, Cook. Appreciate that.
Appreciate it. All right. They're getting ready. Knees weak, arms are heavy.
Vomit on Eau Rouge already.
Yep, that's where I would throw up. And we are green at Spa. Noobs SRO qualifier finale. Massini's going to enter Eau Rouge. No side-by-side action. No box as we go through. Now, Morant should be released from the pits. He is released, so we're going to see him exiting the pits now. A little bit of defensiveness unfortunately, Massini's on the outside of this corner, and Shachnev has the Porsche on the inside, not able to hold that.
Ooh,
Massini
Massini
goes
goes a little
wide.
wide there. Back on the track.
A little bit of
able to
spinning.
save it.
It's going to cause people to kind of, what is it, domino effect.
Yep.
No bonking, thankfully, but that allowed Seiko to get around everybody and kind of just get away here. So Seiko's going to run away. Second place, Shachnev, with Burr in third. Massini has slowed down massively for some reason, and now has to try and hold off Devin Anthony. Devin Anthony's also trying to hold off Mr. Gomez. You can see them kind of going a little bit side by side into turn 10 and 11 here. Gomez gets around Devin Anthony and is now in 5th place overall. Come back to the front really quick. Unfortunate camera view there. I'm going to go ahead and switch to camera views here. Seiko still running away from Shachnev. Burr 2 seconds behind second place. Has Massini and Gomez. Now it looks like Gomez was trying to get alongside Massini into this corner. Massini is defensive enough to hold him back. Gomez trying to stick his nose in every corner. You can see the rain is starting to come down already. So that's going to start screwing with people. We may see early pits, and then if they pit early, it is outside of the pit window. We got to keep that in mind. They are going to have to pit again within the pit window. Gomez right on the heels. You see him getting a little bit sideways through turn 17. Coming down into the chicane. Gomez is going to stick his nose in again. Race room is given. Massini has that inside line on the exit. Gomez trying to do the switchback. Now it puts Massini on a defensive line into turn 1.
Looks like the steward's already working. No bonks, but we got a unsafe rejoin for Mr. Massini. I didn't know if that rejoin was going to end in catastrophe. He was able to save it, but yeah, 5 seconds for Massini. Currently P5 as they go into a rouge behind Gomez.
It looks like we had a little bit of a slip up from Seiko up ahead, because now Shachnev is right on his tail, fighting for first place. Shachnev following him into that inside line, and I just glitched and disconnected, so that's not good. Am I reconnecting? Is the server okay? How are we doing, everybody? Are we back?
Looks fine. Looks fine.
Okay, I think we're back.
Following Massini.
Once again, I'm sorry about that, everybody. It might be something we have to deal with for the entire stream. Seiko and Shachnev. Seiko's pulled away from Shachnev at this point. We'll jump back to Morant. Now, Morant had to exit the pit, so he's working his way up through the track. Just got past Romagnoli and is kind of getting away from him at this point. Never lost. Okay, so the game just disconnected. Hopefully it didn't disconnect for everybody. That's unfortunate if it did. Morant pulling away. Seiko a whole second away now from second place. As long as he doesn't slip or anything, he should be okay. Shachnev's kind of closing that gap into turn 12 and 13 here. Then we've got a huge gap after second place to Burr, who's now 4 seconds behind P2, and then behind him Gomez 3 seconds behind. The gaps are just fairly large already. As you see, drivers either they're all on different tires, or it's just everybody fell off. It's something you don't like to see. You can see up top left corner, Massini's got 5-second penalty. Vittorio's got a 5-second penalty as well. Some cheering in chat for Gomez Racing. Gomez has made a rapid increase in position overall from the beginning of the race. Let's see, can I see where he started actually? But he's already up 2 positions. Massini's down 4. So Massini started in seconds, down in 5th place. Gomez went from 6th place up to 4th place. Just great to see. Seiko went up 3 positions from 4th place into 1st. Jump back to Seiko. Still trying to hold off Shachnev. Getting a little bit of choppiness once again. I'm sorry, everybody. Seems to be on a rouge that I end up losing some stuff. So, how's everybody hear me? We hearing okay?
You only have a little bit of auto-tune going.
Okay.
It's not very prevalent.
Streamlabs seems to be failing again, unfortunately. So I can't tell if If you kind of... Okay. Thank you, guys. If you guys lose me or anything, feel free to write it out in chat. I can see if you guys are losing things, so... Chachnev now on the heels of Seiko, now 0.7 seconds behind. Both of them going a little bit wide. Oh, and Chachnev just hit the wall, spinning around.
Oh,
He's going to try and
big.
rejoin. You're going to see Burr be able to get the overtake done as they go into turn 10. So unfortunate for Chachnev, he was closing that gap and hit the wall. But Burr is now up in second place and going to do everything he can to run away from Chachnev. But Seiko, it now has a 6-second gap to second place. So all he's got to do is think about being safe. Morant coming up to Alatar is just going to quickly do the overtake. Turn 11. Alatar just giving him that position. Morant's got a lot of time to make up starting from the pits, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, it looks
7-11.
like over the course of an hour, Morant has something along the lines of a minute, maybe over a minute of time to catch up.
That's unfortunate. Starting
If
from the
anybody
pits.
can do it, Morant can.
Yep, and he's only got an hour to do it now because we had 2-hour race. We've reduced it to 1 hour, being that there's only 10 people on track.
Yeah.
Oh, Burr still trying to hold off Chachnev. Chachnev's fastest time is a 2:22, whereas Burr's is 2:24. So if he's going to hold him off, he's got to really hold him off. He may, out of strategy, give him this position so that he can use draft and fuel conservation as well. We'll see these two race for a little while. So they go down through the start line into Eau Rouge. Coming down Kemmel Straight.
You know, you mentioned
Go ahead.
earlier that Seiko, who, let's see, is currently 7-ish seconds ahead of P2. You mentioned all he has to do is focus on being safe, and this, you know, we say that a lot. This is one of the few times where that actually is a difficult task, where you've got a greasy track, changing weather conditions, your tires might not be cooperating, they might be out of a wrong temperature. So staying safe on races like this, you know, we got the rain increasing now, it's really can be more difficult than even defending or attacking another car.
Yep, absolutely. And while you were talking, JJ Burr had to do a little bit of defense on the back straight into turn 5, and is lucky to stay ahead of Chachnev. But Chachnev's on his heels and is going to do everything he can to get past him in this next couple sections here, because Chachnev is being held back nearly 2 seconds a lap. So he wants to get around Burr as quickly as he can to get caught back up to Seiko.
I will say it's interesting that Chachnev doesn't seem to be affected. The way he went off the track and caught a little bit of contact seemed like he might have some damage, slow him down a bit. That does not seem to be the case.
An in-car view of car number 23, because once again, car number 23 does not have wipers on, so we'll see how this actually looks for him with the rain on track, shall we? That's what he looks like. It actually doesn't look too bad with the amount of rain right now, so it's fairly light. He's not dealing with much of anything, but as you can see at the top of the screen, the rain will be increasing, and in 30 minutes time it will be fairly heavy. So luckily he doesn't have a whole lot to deal with.
I do wonder why he doesn't have the wiper going, but it's working for him, so...
I don't know, it's not really too heavy on the windshield. Let's see if any other cars have their wiper on. Looking, Burr has his wiper on. Now some drivers may put an automatic wiper too, so as soon as there's any wetness it could just be automatic.
Very true.
So Morant looks like he was able to get around Devin Anthony fairly quickly, and he's catching up very rapidly to Massini in 5th place. So Morant has already gone up 5 positions nearly from starting in the back. So all he's doing is trying to put down rapid times. I say rapid times, but his last lap was a 2:29.7. So I wonder if the reason why he went to the pits was to put on wet tires. And right now he's driving slow because of the wet tires, and everybody else is on dry tires. I wonder if that's what it was.
That might be. That
side by side with Chachnev into turn 5 and 6. Once again, that seems like his defensive area is going to be going from that straight into turn 5. Able to hold off Chachnev again. as they go through turn 7 into turn 8 now. Yeah, it's not that bad. Correct. I would like to change it over so you guys can see the things on screen, so I can continue to show you different standings and the screenshots once again and all that, but apparently I'm not allowed to do any of that, so because Streamlabs is dying on me, so that's unfortunate. I'll just keep streaming while I can. Wonder if Massini got damage. He's far off the pace now. Massini, you say? As he gets sideways, we jumped right up to him. He was getting sideways through turn number 9. Massini, 230.6. You're right. He could be far off the pace, but he could also be on wet tires, just like we were discussing. He could be doing the same thing that Morant has done and put on wet tires. So you may see some awkwardness for a while. Car number 38 having a yellow flag moment. Looks like he was all alone for this. I don't know if we should watch that or not, especially if we're going to be glitching like that. So I'm sorry that we're doing that. Burr, half a second ahead of Shadshnev. Both these drivers doing 225s, which, like I said, is unfortunate for Shadshnev because he was doing 222s and now is being held up nearly every lap by Burr. Seiko's able to just kind of pull away. He's now 11 seconds ahead. You can see him coming down the start-finish line, whereas JJ Burr and Shadshnev just passed the actual finish, or the actual finish line. Oh. Shad is on that ass, says David. So here we go again. We're going to watch Shadshnev and Burr as they go through Eau Rouge. Now, this is the area where these guys are battling. The only place where Shadshnev may actually be able to get an overtake done. Unfortunately, it looks like Shadshnev
went a little bit wide.
Yeah, correct. So he's a little bit slow down the straight. So luckily no defense from Burr here. He's not going to lose any time trying to defend.
Yeah, the track's back to greasy now, and Eau Rouge is hard to navigate even on a dry track. So going wide, getting those track limit warnings and, you know, eventually a drive-through, it's definitely a concern for Shadshnev if he wants to be able to catch up to Burr.
Absolutely. Now we're going to look at Romagnoli and Alatar because Romagnoli is catching up. It looks like within a second of him. See him get a little bit sideways. As you see, Alatar ahead as well was off track a little bit there too. He gained a lot of position or a lot of time here. It has to go to the outside because Alatar was going defensive down the straight. Going into turn 5 here, we'll see if Alatar is able to hold this position. He's not. He just gives it up, moves to the outside line. So Romagnoli is able to get more or less a free overtake. He's going to move up into 8th place. Back to Burr really quick. Burr and Shadshnev side by side for just a moment in turn 12. You see Shadshnev just trying to put his nose everywhere that he can as they go into turn 14. Shadshnev has the better line. Burr a little bit sideways. Shadshnev gets around him. Unfortunate for Burr getting sideways there. So now Burr's got to try and tuck into the draft and catch up. Now, Shadshnev was doing those 222s, and Burr was doing 223s, 224s-ish. So he may pull away, but with that track conditioning moving from greasy to damp, you may see a different kind of situation go on. 1,000 bits to get your penalty cleared. Yeah, I don't think that's how that works, David. Pucker moment for sure, absolutely. Burr's going to have to push hard to catch back up. He's already outside that 1 second range, so he's outside of the draft. Can't even use DRS. Could you imagine if GT3s had DRS?
Well, I mean, technically they do if you rip the back wing off somehow, but I don't think that would be beneficial to the car overall.
Right.
David and I, we saw, when we were at the race to Circuit of the Americas, we saw Porsche just lose their rear diffuser. That is a little bit less drag. That's kind of DRS.
Could you imagine being the driver and be like, I don't know what happened, but I can't turn anymore. I can't brake anymore. Like,
yeah.
Oh, your diffuser's gone, bud.
Yeah, it was interesting. Asking the driver, he said he could hear the diffuser flapping around before it actually came off. But when it fell off, he said he actually couldn't notice that much of a difference. Which was interesting. I figured the diffuser would make a huge difference.
5 laps before it got off. That's crazy. I'm sure they had a
Yeah,
yellow
and then it
flag
just
unless it
ended
went
up
right
on the
off track.
side of it. No, it was off the racing line, so they just kept going.
Wow. So I'm going to jump back to Morant here. He started from the pits. He was our pole sitter for qualifying, but I don't know what happened, but he had to start from the pits. His fastest lap time right now is a 228.7. So I'm fairly certain he's on wet tires, which is why you're seeing that kind of increase. His last lap was 229, but his best was a 228. And now you're going to see some slower times, like from Seiko. It's due to 226. So I think we're going to see these front drivers. I think they were on slicks. They're going to switch over during their pit, which opens up here in about 3 minutes. And they're going to switch over to wet tires. JJ Burr now within that 1
we
second.
got Seiko.
Go ahead.
Seiko's best time currently 2:22.2. He's 4 seconds off his best time. So yeah, I bet you he was must have been on slicks, most likely on slicks, waiting for that pit window to open up. I bet you a lot of people are now.
Which is
So, yeah,
good.
as you're saying, Burr getting.
It's a great
It was
thing
smart.
to
It was
do.
very smart to start. Yeah,
Yep.
Start on the slicks. Use the grip while you have it, and switch later if you need to. I'm sure all of these drivers have strategies and pit strategies for we got to switch to wet or whatever the case might be.
Absolutely. Morant now only 1 second behind Massini. He's doing 228 as was his best. 229 was his last lap. Massini's last lap was 231. So these guys nearly the same pace. And I think Massini started out on wets as well, but he didn't start out from the pits like Morant. So there's a lot of pushing to be had. About half the grid started out on wets is the inside scoop from David. Morant now within a second of Massini as they come down the finish line, finish straight. First turn 1. He's trying to close as much gap as he can. He's still within that 1 second range. Closing up a little bit as they go down the front straight, the start straight towards Eau Rouge. He's barely in the
It's
draft.
interesting to see. Morant is currently one of the only drivers who's actually speeding up. All the other drivers are slowing down. So maybe that pit was intentional at the beginning. Did this on purpose, as you saw the 30-minute timer showing. And actually, the next 10 minutes, the rain is going to be getting much, much worse over the next half an hour. So we'll see how that affects everybody.
You're going to see those slick tire drivers either get into an accident or slide off track or something as they try to push their pit window. I'm sure you'll see those guys in the front try to push that, which is something you don't really want to do. But they may try to do it just to get as much out of their time as they can and be as lightweight for as long as they can. But you got to think about it like this too. If you're doing about the same times on your slicks as you would be doing on wets while the wets are dry, then it almost makes up for it. It's kind of a weird situation to think about.
Yeah.
You did your grid walk pre-race, I see, to check tires. Well, the stewards have to make sure everybody's doing the correct thing and making sure they're using the correct tires. Now, Morant's within 0.5 seconds here of Massini. Look at the... let's see. Massini's in 4th place, but he's working to get as many points as he can to move up into 3rd. Now, keep in mind, these drivers are fighting for podium and points. The top 2 drivers will be representing Noobs or Us on track in an SRO esports event, a real esports event. And then the 3rd and 4th place drivers will be the backup drivers for those 2. So these guys are competing to actually represent us in an esports event. I don't know the details on that event yet. We may stream that event. I don't know how that's going to work. But the winners of that event are going to go on to England, I believe, or the UK somewhere. And
Yep, they're shipping them out to London for an award ceremony.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. They're going to be alongside of some real-life drivers and stuff, too, so that's pretty cool. We see Gomez jumping in the pits. He's our first pit stop that we're going to see. A long, long pit, so he's got a long way to drive, and then around a corner before he can actually pit. We're going to see him change tires and get some fuel. He may actually not change tires. If you're on wets, you can get away without changing tires. the wear is going to be much lower. We see Romagnoli jumping in the pits as well. Go back to Morant really quick. 0.4 seconds behind. They're going down Camel Straight towards Les Combes.
Well, this
He's
track
going to
is
the
getting
inside.
properly wet.
He's not going to try and outbrake him. Because you're right, it is moving from damp to a little bit more wet.
Yeah, Morant seems like definitely has the advantage over Massini right now. Just the tires make such a difference.
Absolutely. Massini has that 5-second penalty as well, so regardless of Morant being here, Morant is ahead of him as far as the final standings go, unless Morant gets an incident, of course. Let's go for Gomez. Go Gomez. Gomez is in the pits. He's doing his pit stop currently. He was the first person to enter the pits, followed by Romagnoli, who's just now coming around to stop. Sorry for the robot noise. I can hear the robot noise myself when it happens, so I apologize.
Alatar, Vittorio, looks like everyone.
Vittorio, yeah.
Oh, Seiko's staying out, not taking anything new.
Like I said, I don't think he's gonna want to. He's just at a 231.3. So if he's on wets, he was rapid. If he's on slicks, he's doing wet times right now on slicks.
Yeah.
So it's moved from greasy, or rather, it moved from greasy up to damp. In 10 minutes, it's going to start raining a lot harder. We're going to have to watch Shachnev as well. Look, Shachnev actually has his wiper on, so I guess we don't have to watch him too much.
Yeah.
He must have learned from the last race.
Going into the pits as well.
Yep. So he's gonna cover Shachnev's pit here and try and not lose any more time to him. Morant now coming up the final corners in the chicane, trying to close up that gap. I bet you he's hoping that Massini just jumps into the pit so he can put down some faster times. But he also may be using Massini just to cover up some fuel. Looks to the inside for turn one. Not going to do anything with it.
Yeah, you can tell Morant is definitely playing a conservative game right now. Doesn't want to make any mistakes. Doesn't want to throw his rest of his race off. 37 minutes left. That's a long time, especially from starting in the pits. He's already had to work hard to get where he's at. Doesn't want to lose that.
Yeah,
even though he goes very wide at Eau Rouge.
He's going to be in third place temporarily. He's obviously he needs to pit, so it's going to move him back down towards the middle of the. Sorry about the noise again. Towards the middle of the pack. But he's still just working to gain as much time as he can. Now, it looks like Mr. Cook said, got to fill the blinker fluid up, gives you 0.5 seconds. David agrees. Top off your blinker fluid every pit stop. I don't know about you guys, but I've got a reserve reservoir for my blinker fluid, so I don't have to fill it up. It was allowed by the FIA.
Yeah, mine's on a...
So I'm good to go.
Mine's on a drip, just like a hamster.
Yep.
It's just in there.
Yep. That way the blinker can get as much fluid as it needs whenever it needs it. Of course, you want to make sure your Canute valve is always open too. So as soon as I start my race, I open up the Canute valve because that's allowed as well. We're seeing a little bit of overtaking potential in the pits. I was just looking at times. I say that, but looks like Shachnev was able to get a position up from Burr. I don't remember that being a thing. Unless something happened, he may not have taken tires, but Burr's now down in fifth. Shachnev was able to just
was still
pull
behind
away.
Shachnev, wasn't he?
I think so. Maybe that was just because of the pit location. I'll jump back to Morant really quick. This is where our race is at right now, between third and second. Neither of these drivers have pit yet. Neither has Seiko, who's 30 seconds ahead. Realistically...
All right, Seiko going into the pits now.
Seiko's in the pits, okay. So he's 30 seconds ahead. If he does not take tires and the other two do for some reason, there's a potential for Seiko to just be massively ahead. If he does take tires and the two behind do not, there's a chance that these guys could be right on his tail. So
I will say if Morant has been on wet tires this whole time, that'll be a huge advantage because he won't need to switch.
Absolutely.
You know, wet tires in the wet, they will last way longer than slicks. So he might not even need to take tires at any point if he's already on wets.
Oh, Mike says he usually wrecks and destroys the reservoir for his blinker fluid, which is unfortunate.
Oh, that is unfortunate. Yeah, that's why you got to put it. You got to put it in the passenger seat because it's protected there.
what I do is I remove the NOS that's underneath the seat, like in what is it? What's the damn movie? Fast and Furious.
Fast
Yeah,
and Furious?
I kept
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
Need for Speed too. You're right. Fast and Furious. I just
I
removed
put
the
mine.
NOS and I put my blinker fluid under there. So.
Oh, see, I don't have NOS in my car, but there's this pesky like red cylinder thing that they usually put underneath the chair. I just got rid of that. I don't need it.
You know the things that are up underneath the tires that are different colors sometimes. Now you see them in the game here. They're just gray, but people like paint them colors like red and stuff. I think they're called calipers. I like to remove those and put my blinker fluid in there sometimes too. So
It's weight reduction, dude. You don't need them. You don't need them.
You don't need them at all. Seeing a little bit of racing going on again between Morant and Massini. Now Morant keeps poking his nose in, but he doesn't actually attempt the overtake. All he's trying to do is get in Massini's head at this point, and just get Massini to more or less give up the position. You saw Massini here just get a little bit sideways, so he lost a little bit of time into turn 10, but not able to do anything with it as they go through turn 10 and 11. Still right on his tail here.
Yeah, it looks like look. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I don't have anything important to say.
Oh, I was just saying. So it looks like Morant, these last couple laps in this S's section, these two turns, has really been able to make gains on Massini. Massini seems to pull away in other places, but Morant now really, really close, less than a tenth of a second, almost bumper to bumper, going
Side
into
by
this
side.
not so straight, side by side, going into the bus stop. We'll see if Morant can make anything of this, or if he's going to give Massini space.
He's going to be on the outside. It looks like Massini was able to pull away just a little bit. So he's going to hold that position as they go through turn 17.
Morant playing it safe still.
Towards the
Has a run on
chicane.
him.
He's going to stay defensive. There's a lot of time lost here, so you may see one of these two drivers jump in the pits. Nope, neither of them are going to do it.
Morant makes it around,
Morant
stays
is
out.
officially ahead of Massini here in P1. Now, this is a tentative P1 because he has not done his pit. Side by side, you can see Massini trying to hold him towards the center of the track there. Into turn 1, still side by side.
Great racing by Morant, able to come out of that corner, get the power down.
Great racing from both the drivers, both being very safe into a place on the track where a lot of bonks happen. So we haven't seen a whole lot of bonking going on. Only one driver has received a penalty. Now, you see on the screen where that plus 5 seconds disappears. I believe that is served in the pit. It just adds on that 5 seconds during their pit stop. So if any other times that these drivers may receive during the race will be a new 5 second or whatever you might see. So Massini still, unfortunately, got to serve that 5 second penalty.
So here's something to think about for Morant and Massini. Morant, Massini, Seiko in third place right now, 45 seconds behind the P1 and P2, which means that if Morant and Massini are able to go in, not change tires, because Spa has the world's longest pit lane, if they don't have tires, they might be able to come out and keep their positions. There's a chance. It'd be close, but there is a chance.
Yeah, I mean, unless, of course, Seiko didn't take tires himself.
It's
but
true.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure Morant's not going to take tires. He's on wets.
No.
Massini's got to be on wets as well. Well, I don't know if Seiko took anything, but now Seiko is our tentative first place driver, just because the others have not taken a pit stop yet. But he's 21 seconds ahead of Shadshnev. So Shadshnev and Burr were fighting for a while. Now Shadshnev is 2 seconds. Ooh, actually taking a look. What do we got going on here?
3 seconds ahead.
Looked like Burr was alongside somebody, and for some reason, okay, there we go. He was alongside Victoria, a couple back markers. So you can see him getting kind of held
got
up.
some damage on the rear of his car. I wonder what happened there. Hopefully Burr didn't get any contact there.
I don't think he did. I think that was from that spin that Vittorio had by himself earlier. Quickly jump back up to
Devin Anthony and Romagnoli. Devin Anthony getting a clean pass on Romagnoli, coming on the straight after Eau Rouge.
We are at the halfway mark, still a long way to go.
Yeah, a very clean pass. Romagnoli must have slipped up in Eau Rouge a little bit.
Must have had a little bit of slipping and sliding. Quickly jump back up to Morant and Massini. Both of these two still out on track. They still have another 10 minutes to do their pit stop. We're at the halfway point. You can see the rain is just going to get worse in the next 10 minutes and then lighten up again a little bit 30 minutes thereafter. So expect this to be a wet finish. Let's go Jaden in here saying, rah! Watching without audio. Good thing, because our audio's been crap anyways.
No, we're bringing back 2013. I already told you.
His name is not Panini. Would you stop calling him that?
Just if there were Mustangs. Yeah, no Mustangs this time around. I feel like a Mustang in rain would be an absolute disaster.
So Morant was able to get around Massini about 2 laps ago and has already gained 4 seconds. Got 4 seconds away from Massini. So I'm excited to see where he's going to come out after his pit stop. My guess is he's going to be moved up, probably top 4, maybe top 5. I'm going to have to say top 4 just because of the amount of time that he's been gaining. But that's just a guess. Now,
yeah.
JJ Burr, his last lap was a 29.4, whereas Morant's was a 32.1. So, just looking, we got Gomez off track for a second. I'm going to back this up and see what happened here. It looks like he was driving by himself through turn 10, 11, and just got off track. And he does hit the wall and slide across the track. So that's extremely unfortunate for him. Gomez in 8th place here. Not really losing any positions because these drivers are the ones that have not pit yet. So Gomez out driving again. Looking back at Morant and Massini as they come through turn 15. Massini has Gomez within a second behind him from that spin, but Gomez is going to be slow here. Mustangs go McLaren goes rear, and Porsches go cha, and the BMW just goes
The BMW does just go mrr, but so does the Ferrari. In the BMW's defense, Ferrari's, the 296 just sounds like a leaf blower on overdrive. Really, it's not a good noise.
All right, so we're gonna see Morant jumping into the pits here. And once again, I'm going to type this out. Favorite livery in the Discord. All right, everybody, if you guys haven't, thank you for joining us. Please go to the Discord and vote for your favorite livery. There's pictures in there under the SRO series. So we want to make sure these drivers are getting what they signed up for. Now, the winner of the livery competition gets some free subscription time. I can't remember what the times were. Let me look. I think I can pull it up in the info under SimGrid. Let's see. So they're going to receive a Coach Dave Delta subscription. I'm not sure what the time is. I got to get that information from Coach Dave. So most improved driver, that is going to be voted on by us staff. So we're going to see who's improved the most from the end to the beginning of the series, or rather beginning to the end. Best livery will be voted on by the drivers and Twitch viewers. It's you guys. And then a driver of the series. After the race, you'll see people voting or nominating their driver of the day. And we, with the staff, will be going over the driver of the series as well. So, see, Gomez has gained some time on Massini, which is kind of wild, being that Gomez is a back marker at this point, but he's able to catch up to Massini and attempt an overtake. A little bit of bonking going on.
Some contact.
Sending Massini
Gomez
wide off track. Massini is going to attempt to rejoin ahead of Gomez. He does. He may or may not get a penalty for that. Being that he attempted an overtake on a car that's on a lap ahead of him. Seiko in 2nd place. Still waiting on Massini to do his pit. His last lap was a 2:30.
Morant was in the pits, in and out real quick, no tires, just some gas. So,
okay, so Morant's in 5th place, and he's got 10 seconds to gain on Burr. Now, Burr's lap times is 2:29.6. I think Morant's was around the same, if not a little bit slower.
All right, it looks like Massini's going into the pits.
5 or 6
Put
pros in the
Seiko back
Discord
in first
channel
place.
that need an AM to race with. That is true, guys. We do have a Pro AM series coming up on Tuesday. You can sign up solo if you like. If you're a pro with a pro driver, you're going to be starting from the pits. If you're a pro driving solo, you're going to be starting from the pits. If you're an AM driver, the AM driver will be starting the race, and the pro driver will be taking over. So, 10, where's everyone? You're right. Where is everyone? There's nobody here. It's unfortunate. But this is the finale.
Go hop on the track. Go hop on the track.
Seiko getting the overtake done because Massini is able to enter the pit. So Seiko is already putting a rapid time here on Massini. You can see Massini hasn't even hit his pit lane yet. So he's just going to build that time up on Massini. And Massini's finally doing his pit. I believe he was the last driver to do so. And that's going to let Chadshnev and Burr come around this start-finish line. So you can put Chadshnev up in second and Burr up in third. Now Burr is within a second of Chadshnev.
That's a bummer for Mr. Anthony. Just got a drive-through penalty.
Unfortunately, I'm not able to see what that drive-through was for, but Burr is alongside Chadshnev as they go down the front straight or back straight or whatever this is through Kemmel into turn 5 and 6. Completes the overtake before the turn-in, putting JJ up in second place. Chadshnev now in third, has a lot of time to make up in that Porsche with the track being more and more wet. The track is showing wet condition currently. Yes, you can use the visible racing line. I know he can't hear me, so thank you for typing that out. I appreciate that. So the drive-through is coming from the stewards. All
it was track.
Devin.
Yeah, track limits.
Track limits. Unfortunate for Devin. He's going to have to serve that too. See, Gomez got his penalty for that attempted overtake earlier, so he did get a 5-second penalty for that, regardless of Massini being back ahead. Quickly look at this Chadshnev Burr race going on. They're still within a second, so he's still able to hold that time.
It's interesting to see Chadshnev, when the conditions were different, was really pushing Burr in terms of lap times, and now different conditions, new tires maybe, and Chadshnev is not really too much faster overall lap times wise for Burr, so Burr might be able to keep his position.
See a yellow flag, car number 38, Vittorio. It looks like it was fully self-induced again. It's unfortunate. Now, keep in mind, you're going to see yellow flags from self-induced bonks and all that kind of stuff, especially in the Pro Series or the Open Series that we have coming up on Thursdays. You're going to see that because we cater to rookies. That's what we're here for, is rookie drivers. So you're going to see people who aren't familiar with this kind of racing condition getting themselves into situations they're not used to being in and don't know how to get out of it. So Vittorio is one of the newer drivers. You can see he's been with us from the beginning. And I believe standings-wise, let's take a quick look at the standings. Vittorio is in 14th place overall, which for all the drivers that have competed, he is unfortunately in last place. However, there's a bunch of people that are not partaking in this race that he's going to be able to gain these positions on points-wise. So, but he has been here since the beginning, and we're happy to have him here regardless. Our number 60, Gomez, once again off track. See what happened with him. Just slipped and spun around.
Such a difficult part of the track right there.
Absolutely. It looks like he got a pretty good amount of damage too. So you see his front fender. It's hard to see it, but his front fender's hanging off. Front bumper's hanging off his car. He might have to go to the pits to repair. That thing is just going to drag and cause him to slow down more and more. Then again, that extra friction might help him. Who knows? I mean, it's a rainy track, so.
The pit window is closing down.
Pit window is closed, everybody. So any further pit stops are just going to be to fix things or change tires or whatever it might be. A 119 at Spa. You see Seiko's livery here. If you guys haven't voted, he is also part of the livery competition, so he only has one screenshot up, but I think that's a pretty cool looking livery too. I really like the color gradient that he has going on in the end of that little white. I don't know what that is. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like a digital stripe. It's kind of cool. Seiko up in first place. Was able to just run away after lap 1 into first place, which is great. You can see that heavy downforce that wing he's got. Showing a lot of downforce. Burr, 20 seconds behind in the Noobs Res BMW. It looks like time-wise he's
Big
able to
wang
gain.
gang.
Now, listen to me on this. Seiko, his last lap was a 235.1 invalid. If he's doing 230s for every lap, 235s every lap, Burr is going to be able to catch up to first
Burr
place.
actually might be able to catch up. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point. 20 seconds ahead, gaining almost 5 seconds a lap.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
possible.
Now, both Burr and Shachnev are doing 231s, and then Morant's doing 232.9. So I think Morant's going to be secured in that 4th place position. But Burr and Shachnev both doing 231s over Seiko's 235. So if Seiko's able to start making up some time, he's going to hold that position. But if he's going to consistently be 235s, there's a chance that Burr and Shachnev will be on his tail before the end of the race. Really late to say this, but the Mustang and rain at Spa is not good.
I don't think the Mustang rain anywhere is good.
Oh, sorry about the glitching once again. Nothing I can do about it today. I'm sorry. The only thing I could do was tell my kid to get off the PlayStation and stop watching videos on YouTube. So I think he's playing an offline game right now. But I'm going to hand this over to Andrew for about 2 minutes. I need to grab a snack, and I'll be right back. I'm going to leave it on Burr and Shachnev if you're okay with that.
Yep, sounds good to me. All right, while our resident leader leaves for a snacky poo, Shachnev and Burr. Again, Burr, I'm not sure if Burr slowed down or Shachnev sped up. Looks like they're both a little slow on their overall lap times. But Shachnev moving in and out of that 1 second draft from Burr. Burr's doing a great job. You know, any kind of mistake that is made, he's able to recover from it fairly quickly. Looks like Seiko just put down a 229.7. So I was just about to mention Seiko gained a better part of 5-6 seconds on Burr. So I know we were just talking about Burr having a potential to catch up to Seiko. Looks like if Seiko's running a clean lap, that is simply not going to happen. Morant comfortably about, give or take 20 seconds. That can't be right. Something must be weird with the game. But Burr has always seemed to be able to outdrive Shachnev just a bit, going up Eau Rouge onto the straight into the chicane. It's where Burr has been doing his best work. So Shachnev, going a little bit wide up Eau Rouge. Those kind of mistakes are the ones that keep Shachnev from being able to really catch up and stay consistently up with Burr. Coming down the back straight here, going into the S's this first chicane. Able to gain some time on Burr, but isn't able to keep it. That's the difficult part. You can make up that time in braking. The Porsche does a fantastic job in hard braking, and seems like even in the wet here, but that BMW is able to pull away, keep that speed in the chicane, pull away. There's so much power in the BMW, as BMW usually does. They might say there's a certain horsepower number, but we all know they're lying. It's like at least 200 more than that.
Right, I have returned. Thank you for holding down the fort. We're in the last 15 minutes of the race today. Like I said, it would have been a 2-hour race, but 10 drivers, 2 hours. Oh, looks like Devin Anthony's spun out or something. I'll quickly look and see what happened here. Looking through campus here. Just a little bit too much power on the painted portion, and that got him sideways. That's extremely unfortunate. So now he's
Yeah.
gonna have a little bit
And
of damage.
Shachenev able to make it around Burr. Burr went a little bit wide going into one of the corners.
So both these drivers nearly the same lap times. We were talking about Burr being able to catch up to Seiko. I don't think that's going to happen. Now, Seiko's
Yeah.
fastest lap after the pit was a 229.7. His last one was 230.3. So these two drivers are nearly on pace, if not a little bit slower than Seiko. There's always the chance, but I'm not quite sure. Most of the racing is going to be for second place at this point between Shadshnev and Burr. Burr was able to get around Shadshnev before the chicane.
Yeah, there's been a couple trades between Shachenev and Burr this lap. Really just people going wide, just not being able to get the power, the grip on the front tires and put the power down coming out. So we'll keep an eye on them. I'm sure they'll be going back and forth for the rest of the race.
If somebody wants to answer, never mind, he's got it in chat. I was going to say somebody needs to answer Jaden, but forgive me, I have food in my mouth. I got a brownie.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Burr able to gain an entire second and get away from Chachna from Eau Rouge. It was one of those cosmic brownies, but it's an Oreo brand one. Tastes exactly the same though.
Ooh, yum. Special brownie.
No, I can't eat special brownies. It's illegal.
Yeah, it's a bummer. We can't have
We got a little bit of
brownies.
racing going on between Alatar and Vittorio for 8th place here through turn 1.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Vittorio able to gain some ground after turn 1. Alatar trying to tuck into that little bit of slipstream that he can get to go through Eau Rouge. Going up the hill.
Oh,
really wide for Alatar.
Way wide.
Got to be careful doing that. If you do that too much, you can get a drive-through penalty, as we saw with Devin Anthony. Now, I'm not sure that that's where he got it, but that is definitely a place where you can get those off track.
Probably got one of the track limits warnings there.
Most likely. JJ Burr still outside of that 1 second range. Oh, it looks like Vittorio went off track and turn 5. So that puts Alatar right on his tail. And
Alatar spun out.
Just a little bit of dirty air causing him to spin, so he loses that little bit of downforce that he needs through there, especially with the wet track. So spins out. Vittorio's going to run away. Back to Chachnev.
Unfortunate.
Right on the tail of Burr again through chicane. Yeah, if you guys are going to sign up and you need a teammate, put your information, sure, do that. But if you see anybody in there that's driving the same car as you, or it says any or willing to learn, sign up with them. Now, if you see somebody in there that's the same split as you, because maybe it's all pros, maybe it's all AMs that are in there, feel free to message them. 2 AMs driving, that's fine. 2 pros driving, you're going to start from the pit. This series is only 3 races long, and it's not going to be a super serious series. It's just a fun series for people to learn how to do pit stops, which we teach anyways during our rookie series, and to learn how to do driver swaps. And we're going to have a workshop for driver swaps if you guys haven't seen that on Monday night. So tomorrow night, that'll be ran by Ilpo. Now, Seiko, he says in chat, Seiko is confidently P1. Looking at this, he's 24 seconds ahead of Burr and is doing faster lap times than Burr. Seiko's going to, like he said, comfortably stay in P1. Shadshnev and Burr have been fighting this entire race. That's the thing that's going to be discussed tomorrow night, Cook. But, yes, you don't have to load in the setup because the AM that loads in will load the setup. and that setup transfers over to you or to the pro whenever they get in the car. So practice on the same setup, and then whenever you do the race, you guys will use the same setup.
Yeah, for practice, you guys should be practicing on the same setup and then making the adjustments to try to best, compromise between the two driving styles. And easy things, I will say, like traction control and ABS, you can change those on the fly. That's not a big deal. You just got to remember to change those as soon as you start driving.
Now, here at Noobs or Us, now our drivers don't really like to use this because they're proud of themselves, but we do have a checklist for driver swaps. And in that checklist, there's places to put notes for the other driver. For example, if you're coming into the pits and your driver taking over needs more traction control or less traction control, you can change that in the pits for the other driver before they even get in the car. But yeah, simple on-the-fly adjustments. Don't worry about that. What you and your co-driver try to do is gain as much time on the setup as you can, and then make a little bit of adjustment to get in between. Basically, if the AM driver isn't going to lose time with the adjustment, but the pro driver is going to gain, 2 seconds a lap, make that adjustment. So you want to try and make it so that it's best for both of you. Now, it looks like our race is kind of split up. You can see Shachnev, we've been watching him and Burr this entire time, still a second apart from each other. They are coming up to some back markers. Burr's coming up to Devin Anthony. So that may hold him up a little bit and give Shachnev the upper hand, but Seiko's also going through some back markers, but is not losing any time whatsoever. Andrew typing in chat. That's why he's quiet if you don't hear him.
Sorry. Having multiple conversations at once. Tony's fast? I didn't know that. I thought he just crashed into people.
If we're going to have Kasaboon and Danzig on track together, they're going to be podium no matter what.
Yeah. He's doing great. Leave him alone.
What are you talking about?
Who's doing great?
Nobody's doing great.
No one's doing great. Not on my watch.
We're going to watch Devin Anthony, JJ Burr. We'll watch Burr catch up to Anthony from the wing view here. Hear a little bit of that water as he goes over top. Devin's going to more or less give the overtaking ability to Burr here. He's going to go extremely wide and give it up to Shachnev as well, minimizing the time loss for both drivers. Shachnev is able to close up that gap a little bit behind Burr now because of that. So Burr's goal is once again just to try and pull away as much as he can. Darren's going to be P1, most likely. Well, if Chase Jones and his dad are going to be driving too, so now Chase Jones' dad is notoriously back of the pack, whereas Chase Jones is notoriously front of the pack. So you may see them end up mid-pack. You may see them end up way in the front. So Shachnev gaining time.
I was talking about me. So I am actually doing great. Thank you very much.
Okay, way to be modest, bro.
I'm modest as hell. What are you talking about?
What?
I'm the most modest pilot you've ever met.
Look, I'm just gonna eat these Cheez-Its in everybody's ear. Okay, that's all I'm gonna do.
Don't do that. No.
What? Hook says he's sucking up. Hey, look.
Stop.
because of how tall Andrew is, you really gotta suck up to him. But
wow.
For us
Good
shorter guys.
Lord. Special Jesus. Yes, this is special.
They're
it's the ultra cheesy kind.
Jalapeno and cheddar jack Cheez-Its. And they're wonderful.
Those are special Cheez-Its.
Well,
go get some damn Cheez-Its, guy.
Last 5 minutes. Don't go get Cheez-Its. You got 5 minutes left in the race. All right, take a quick look.
Actually, that's a good point. Don't get Cheez-Its.
Last 5 minutes of the race, Seiko up in first place with a 26-second gap to second place.
It's a 26-second gap to the middle marker, Romagnoli. He has over 30 seconds to Burr.
I think you've done the math incorrectly.
Nope.
Because
You've done the math
I can see
incorrectly.
both relative to cars around him, and I can see the relative to who he's fighting against. 26
Yeah, but
seconds to Burr.
I can feel the relative.
And then
between
Chadshnev
the
is
two.
0.5 seconds in trail. Morant a whole 26
Yes.
seconds behind Chadshnev. Massini 23 seconds behind Morant. And then here's where it drops off. Romagnoli is a whole minute and 22 seconds behind Massini.
Good Lord.
Then Devin Anthony 13 seconds in trail of that. And then here's another huge gap. Alatar 1 minute and 40 seconds behind P7. And then Vittorio 10 seconds of trail, and Gomez unfortunately in the back. Now Gomez started out mid-pack, if I remember right. Let me take a look here.
He did.
Statistics. Yeah, he started out in about 6th place, and then was able to get up into 4th for right before the pit stop, and then after the pit stop got into a bonk, and that is why he is now down in last place. So it's extremely unfortunate. The most positions gain is Morant, having started from the pits.
From the pits. Gosh.
Yep. And now he is up in 4th place. The fastest driver of the day is tied between 3 drivers. Seiko with a 266, Chadshnev 266, and Gomez 266. That's the speed trap of the day. I'll take a look back at Burr and Chadshnev. They're still within half second of each other. This is our race, probably until the end of the race, guys. They're going to be right near each other the entire race. Everybody else is greater than 3 seconds from each other.
This is where Shachnev has to be really careful, though. You know, that drive for second place can easily cause a slip up or a wide exit or something. And same for Burr. He's having to be defensive for the next, last 2 laps of the race, making sure he doesn't make any mistakes to let Shachnev by.
Now, here's the thing. Chadshnev is in 3rd place, right? So,
Yep.
overall standings, Chadshnev is in 6th. The drivers ahead of him, Thomas Morant and Seiko and Massini are the only 3 that are actually racing for points on track ahead of him, but he's in 6th. That means there's 3 people ahead of him that aren't racing today's race, and if he is able to, he's going to gain probably 2 or 3 positions and put himself in top 3, which is what he's working on doing. Chadshnev has the ability to be P3 after today's race. Now, with that said, JJ Burr, where is he at? For some reason, Burr's in 16th. He has missed 2 races, so while this is going to be for browning points for Burr in today's race, unfortunately has no chance of getting a podium in overall standings. As you see, Burr and Chadshnev once again getting around a back marker, or Magnoli giving up the position safely. But Burr was able to get away a little bit from Chadshnev there. Seiko, final lap of the race, everybody. He's going to do this all alone with a massive gap, 26 seconds to 2nd place. Something happened. I don't know what that happened was. What happened? I don't know. I think I can't see the stream no more. I just had an issue.
Oh boy, he lost the stream, folks. It's gone.
The stream is up. However, I cannot see chat, so I've got to open up chat somewhere else. All right, I've got chat open elsewhere. All right. No, the program became extremely huge, and now it's blocking everything else. So I'm glad you guys are here. Final lap, going through turn 10 and 11. Seiko still getting a little slippery. You got to be careful. He doesn't need to push any harder. He's on the last lap and well ahead of everybody, so he just needs to cruise through this lap. Now, Burr and Chadshnev have to race to the end of the line. Burr's just going to try and stay as far away from Chadshnev as he can. Like Andrew was saying, if you push too much, though, especially with these wet track conditions, you may end up in a wall and losing out on that podium position. Morant in 4th place. He's also the points leader for the entire series. 1st place, and has won every race except for the very first one. is going to be coming through in 4th place. As long as he's safe, he can make it through. 5th place will be Massini. Massini is currently 4th in standings. And then 6th place, Romagnoli. And Romagnoli is in 10th. Followed by Devin Anthony. All right, let's jump back up. Seiko's coming across the finish line now in 1st place. Congratulations to Seiko finishing the race.
He's finished the race.
That may be enough points to put him in 1st overall in standings. However, Seiko will go on to represent Noobs or Us in the SRO esports event. So we're happy to have Seiko on the team.
Yep, looking forward to continuing to work with Seiko. Oh, getting a little spin action going on. There we go. TC off.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm not watching as I'm watching the final couple drivers here. Burr and Shashnev coming through. Going back to Seiko. Doing his spinnies. Careful driving backwards, Seiko. You're going to get disqualified.
Oh. I'm shocked he didn't get disqualified there.
That was quite a wild drift. Fantastic job by Seiko. Burr coming through in 2nd. Shashnev in 3rd, also doing the drifties. 4th place is Morant. He's coming through final corner now. And
We're all
Massini.
spinning. It's a choreographed dance.
Massini and it looks like Alatar are going to be the last couple drivers coming through. Wonderful job to all these drivers.
These conditions were tough. Well done on all the drivers' parts.
Absolutely. We're going to start pulling the drivers in from the standby room as they come in. We can have a quick chat with them. While we wait for the other 2 drivers, let's chat with Burr. JJ Burr, you were able to hold on to 3rd place after the immense racing you had to do. I felt like you raced the entire time for 3rd place. So how did you feel about that?
That was hardcore, man. In the rain, trying to fending off the Porsche. I apologize. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but
Shashnev.
Yep. Shashnev.
Yes, him. Man, that was a battle for all 60 minutes. So it was good. It was an amazing time, good fun. Glad I got to participate.
Well,
I don't know if I could have done that for 2 hours.
Yeah, well, especially with the
Yeah,
lack
that
of
would've
drivers
been
on track,
tough.
I don't think it would have been amazing. Thank you for the follow. Unfortunately, I can't see who's just followed us, so that's not a good thing. But I'm having issues with the stream today, so luckily we were able to make it through the whole race. Burr, thank you for being here. Thank you for partaking in the SRO qualifier. I wish you were able to make all the races. That way we could see you competing up there for that podium position. But
Yeah, I know. Had some stuff go on, and I couldn't make it. But hey, you know what? We'll keep going.
yeah, we will.
Absolutely.
All right, Mr. Burr. We'll see you in the upcoming series, hopefully. The Open and the
yes.
Rookie.
Oh yes, we'll be there.
Fantastic. Thank
Sweet.
you, Mr. Burr.
Looking forward to it.
Let's jump on with Seiko, our race winner for today. And there's a possibility that he could be the 1st place position. Seiko, how did you feel today's race? You were able to pull away after the first lap with kind of some bonks behind you, right?
Honestly, I'm surprised with myself as well. I think it was the strategy. I went with dry tires, not anyone else, but yeah, the tires seemed to work in the first stint. Even when the rain started to pour down, it was still fine for me. So like I did 25 minutes straight, and it was okay.
Yeah, well,
And then on the wet tires as well, it was fine by pace. So yeah.
well, great job. We're happy to have you as part of the Noobs R Us team, or rather representing Noobs R Us in the SRO esports event coming up. So we'll update you and keep you updated on what's going to happen with that. Yeah, just stick around Noobs R Us. Feel free to join any of our other events, and we'll keep you updated on when that SRO comes out and get you a livery painted.
Yeah, very sure to be there. Thank you very much for hosting the championship.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not quite sure who your teammate's going to be. Morant was in 1st. He may be in 2nd now if you take points. I'm not sure. So he didn't do very well this race, unfortunately. But you're going to have a rapid teammate for sure. So
Yeah,
All right, thank you all
So,
for being
Seiko,
here.
congratulations again, and thanks everyone for showing up. I just stepped on Jeremy talking, so I'm just going to keep going for now. The SRO Series qualifier is complete. We've had some great racing. It's been great to have everybody here. Unfortunately, not too many drivers today. But Seiko, congratulations again. We'll be posting final positions probably in the next couple days. We'll get some more information as when the actual esports SRO event is going to happen, and we'll keep everybody posted. But until then, great racing, everyone. Hopefully, we'll see y'all soon.
Thank you all for being here. I'm going to go ahead and host Flawed Genius Gaming. It looks like this is a quick race driver off of SimGrid, so it looks like he's taking advantage of that. I don't know how any of that works. Go in there and ask him. So we're going to go ahead and rate him. Go over there, show him some love, give him a follow. And we'll see you all, I don't think this Tuesday, because we're going to be racing, but I don't think we have a streamer. So anyways, blame it on the stream, Ed. That's what covers it. All right, love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Actually, we're going to hit the raid button, let people join that really quick. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your night, everybody. Blame me. Yeah.
Bye.
That fucking...
y nuestro amable servicio te ayudan a ir